motivation and preparation led to a new sensation, new creation. That's what you're facing. Now watch my elevation.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are comments made by Michael Benson, and he's basically saying that Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano rematch is off. Let's take a look at the tweets. And so this is a tweet that he put up on June 4th, and it says, the Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano rematch will not be happening next, and Eddie Hearn has claimed Serrano's team don't want the fight. He said, I think they want to go away, build some confidence, get a win in August, and maybe we can look at it next year. That's what Michael Benson is saying. I guess his source is pro boxing fans. So let's discuss it. Trill Dollar Bill, what's your reaction to that news?
Wow. I mean, that first fight was a tough fight. First fight was a really, really, really tough fight. I thought that they would each take some time before, you know. I definitely would think that Serrano would definitely want that fight, you know. I was actually telling the guys that I wanted Taylor not to take the fight. I felt like she should retire. She already did what she had to do, and she should retire. But Serrano was the one really pushing for the fight, and she was the one saying that she would go to Ireland. And so I really don't understand why this is not happening. So and I don't see that in Amanda Serrano. Honestly, I want to just say that I think that it's, you know, that's what I think it is. With all due respect.
With all due respect.
With all due respect. Yeah, that's what I think it is. And I think if anybody, like, really should think about, you know, chilling out, I think it should be Taylor. I think that she has done enough. And from what I've been seeing, I think she should, you know, get a nice little touch, the send-off fight in Ireland and wrap up a wonderful career, you know?
All right, Conspiracy G.
Nah, I actually agree with what Eddie Hearns is saying. Like, I think, like, I remember, like, how I scored the fight. I gave Taylor 6 rounds to Serrano's 4. Right. And so if Serrano didn't get the decision in New York, she's probably thinking, I'm definitely not going to get the decision in Ireland. So it could just be like, she's probably like, yo, I'm not going all the way over there just to lose, you know? So I think that's what it probably is, you know? But I think Katie wants this fight, you know, like that would be huge for Ireland. You know what I mean? To run that back, you know, and this be your retirement fight. You know, and possibly even if you could even stop Amanda, that'll be humongous over there. So I don't see Katie being the one not pushing for this fight. I honestly think maybe Amanda's probably like, yo, it's just not in my favor. I'm all set. Maybe we'll look at it later on, but I don't want to do an immediate rematch. So that makes sense to me what Eddie's saying.
Money talks. And Amanda's not going to make more money fighting anyone. And even in this fight where I think Katie Taylor was very fortunate to get the decision because I think she lost the fight, Amanda Serrano didn't argue. Amanda Serrano didn't throw a tantrum. Amanda Serrano said, we did this and we put on for women's boxing. So I just find
money.
Yeah, and she's about to exactly. End it with, I'm about to go spend this money. Well, you don't get that payday and then automatically scoff at a rematch. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. So, you know, again, I find it hard to believe that Amanda Serrano is looking at it like, oh, I don't want to go to Ireland and get robbed. Why not? It happened to you here, so you might as well go over there and let it happen to you over there and get paid for it. You know, and when I say that it happened to you over here, I'm not really saying she got robbed. I believe it was a close fight. The fight could have gone either way. The point I'm saying is if that logic is I'm not going to go over there and get robbed, I'm saying you lost a close fight here, so why not go over there and then see what happens? So I'll say a few things. One, I don't know the source. They said the source was at Pro Boxing or something like that. I don't necessarily know how reliable this information is. It doesn't really make sense to me. The one thing that I could see and that I could respect is Katie Taylor saying, look, I've done everything I need to do in this sport. I gave Amanda Serrano her shot. I edged her out. I don't feel the need to go back there. I want to just have a farewell fight in Ireland for the love they shown me. I changed the sport out there, women's boxing out there, and I want to end my career out there. And there's nothing wrong with that. Remember, before when we were making our predictions, I said if this fight was happening 2 years earlier, I would have picked Katie Taylor with no problem. But I said I feel like she's showing signs of of regression and just losing ability. And I do believe that's why this fight was even close in the first place. And like I already said, I think if we had a prime Katie Taylor, she would have won that fight easy. Maybe Serrano takes some rounds, but it's that little bit that Katie slowed down that allowed Amanda to take over the fight. And I think we're talking about what Eddie Hearn say. Oh, Amanda wants to take a fight in between and then do it again later. How old Katie gonna be? Come on, I don't even make no sense, fam. I don't even want to see it then. I don't even want to see it then. Because if Katie don't survive the onslaught and Katie gets stopped this time, I don't even want to see that. See, people act like because I think Katie actually lost the fight that I'm a Katie hater. No, I just don't think she won the fight. But I respect what she's done. I like Katie Taylor. I've been at Katie's fights rooting for Katie. Like, that's no cap. I've physically against another Puerto Rican fighter. Geniuses. They were there with me. I know. Amanda Serrano's sister of all things. So it's not about that to me. Like for me, it's really about the sport, the integrity, but also how I want to see my fighters go out. And Katie got the dub. It's a debatable dub. It's controversial, but some fights are just meant to be that way. It's just meant to be that way. You can't change nobody's mind. Hagler, Leonard, you either think Hagler won or you think Leonard won. And there's no changing your mind. I done seen this debate happen thousands of times. It's pointless. People bring it up. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to talk about it. Who you think won? I don't want to talk about it because I know as soon as I say who I think won, someone's going to think Leonard won. We about to have this argument, and I don't even want to have it because it's never happened in my entire lifetime where we had this debate and someone said, you know what, I changed my mind. You're right. Hagler really won that fight. It's never happened. Some fights just don't have that definitive conclusion, and they're going to be debated, and that's great too. The biggest women's fight in boxing history is debated, like Hagler Hearns. I think that's poetry in itself. So if Katie goes out fighting someone else, that's cool. But don't tell me Amanda's running away from that fight because it sounds like cap, like you said, Trill.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. Elevation out now on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing.